Welcome back. We up in here, man. No strings attached. It's Wednesday. We back for the family. Let's get it, man. We have a good time tonight. We're running a little bit late, but we here. That's the most important thing is that we here once again. We're gonna get it tonight, man. We're gonna talk. I think we did this. We talked about this a long time ago, but it's a good time to bring it back. Let's talk about these addictions that we all have to these cell phones, to this social media, to this technology in general. I gotta say, we kind of all are low key slaves to it in a way, but we'll get into it tonight, man, because it's getting out of control, specifically in the damn schools. We're getting some of those viral videos that we've been seeing with some of these teachers and students getting into it. It's been crazy. But let's get it, man. We three deep right now. We got some people coming in, sliding in a little bit later. You feel me? But we got the big homie, my cousin and your cousin, cousin Torian, aka I Runs Wild. What it do?
What's up, y'all? We here again. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Y'all already know. Like the name, wild. We're finna get into the wild conversations.
You understand? I Runs Wild. Y'all make sure y'all tap in with him, man. You see it up on there at I Runs Wild. That's all platforms, right?
Yep.
All platforms. You can go holler at the homie right there. And of course, OG of the show, right? Mo, aka Shody Mo, aka Cozy Mo, aka Moneybag Mo. What up, Mo?
She goes by many names, but what's up, y'all? Welcome back on Wednesday night. Great to be back. I'm ready to get into it. So you know how we do it. Let's go ahead and get
into it, but to do it. Let's go, man. Make sure y'all tap in with us, man. Whether you're checking out the show on YouTube, if you have not already hit the subscribe button, go ahead and subscribe, man, and drop a comment. We'd appreciate that. And go ahead and hit that bell icon to get notified when we go live. If you're listening to us in the audio form, we appreciate that as well, man. Everybody that's been listening, the international audience actually ticked up recently. So right now in where was it at? In Spain, I believe. Spain I don't know, they translating over there. What's going on? What up, Spain?
Right.
The UK, they might be over there choosing up on you, Torian, over in Spain and in the UK. The UK, we've been popping.
Uh-oh.
Y'all trying to get our Runs Wild to pull up? Let me know.
Right, come on. I'm available.
you trying to get flued out to the UK?
I am.
You dig? But no, we appreciate y'all. We definitely appreciate y'all, man, for continuing to rock with us. What is this? But let's get it tonight, though, man. Before we get to the whole addiction thing, right? I want to go here first because last week we talked about 50-50 relationships, and maybe we was just a little bit ahead of the curve because, right? Who was it? Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade's wife, came out and said that basically her and D Wade, they bust everything up 50-50. You know? And, you know, it's when you're a celebrity, man, unfortunately, whatever you say, it's going to be one side or the other. Some people going to rock with it. Some people going to, oh, why are you doing that? It is what it is. That kind of comes with the territory. But I did think it was interesting, kind of her reasoning. I don't know if y'all heard it. Did y'all catch her, like, kind of her rationale? You called it right, Torin?
I didn't watch the video in full, but I did see, like, people talking about it on Twitter.
Yeah, essentially she was saying something to the effect of like she kind of feels like anxiety, like with like her getting like roles that like, yo, what if I don't get this role? Then maybe I ain't getting this money coming in, and kind of, you know, like she'll feel like she can't, quote unquote, maybe do her part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying maybe that's some deep seated stuff, maybe from growing up. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not having it, feeling like you just want to have it. And I think maybe it was Mo. I think it was you, Mo. I was talking about that last week. That whole thing of I just want to make sure no matter what, like I'm still good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because that's kind of the way me and my wife raise our girls, right? Like they're like, yo, because you know, a lot of times it is women. We talked about it last week, you know, kind of that normal roles, right? But at the same time, in today's climate, like we teach our girls, like, hey, man, that's fine if a dude want to kind of do that for you, but you might want to have to where you straight too if it all goes down. You dig? And I think that's kind of what she was saying. What say y'all, man?
No, I definitely think that's a thing that parents should instill in their daughters. Because, you know, a lot of times we've seen these old shows and movies when they portray how life used to be. Like, if the man left the woman was ass out, you know, like they was left to fend for themselves, and don't let them have the kids too. Like,
right.
I used making it and you ain't got nothing for yourself, you know, especially if the man do you wrong and just leave you with nothing. So I definitely think it's something with trauma with her. Like you said, like maybe she just didn't grow up in the most like stable home financially. So now she just gotta make sure she there regardless of if she do got a husband who got millions of dollars, you know, like she gonna make sure she putting in her in to make herself feel better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, I think it's a thing because I think before when she was married, because I think she was married before. And I don't know if I don't know if he was an entertainer or an athlete. I believe, but I think that she was married to somebody before that was pretty well off as well.
The one she was cheating on.
Hey, listen, allegedly, you finna get a sued over here, Torian. Torian trying to get us sued, man. I don't know what she was doing on that man. But also though, like after those comments came out, everybody was it became kind of weird for a minute on social media. I don't know if y'all saw it, but they started kind of pitting her against LeBron's wife, Savannah James, because Savannah had just did a spread. Let me show Savannah some love. The lady's been showing out.
Yeah, no.
This is a new segment where we just showed who showed out this week. Savannah was showing out last week. She had a spread. I can't remember the name of the magazine it was in, but let me show a couple of pics. Shout out to Bron. LeBron's been winning that life. This nigga, how this nigga win at just life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let me see. Can I pull it up? Hold on. It'll help if I show it. Hold on. Let me get it up. This nigga here, he was already blessed to be 6'8", good at basketball. Apparently, all of his friends are cool because they all in business together and getting money. Married his high school sweetheart, and she grows up to look like this. Lord have mercy.
Ooh.
Lord have mercy.
Beautiful.
Go ahead and get him, Savannah. Go on and get him, Savannah.
Yeah, she killed it. Mm-hmm. Suddenly killing the game too. She really don't even be.
Yeah, and
Oh,
so
it seems like an effortless flex. Okay.
Right.
and so in the magazine spread, they were talking to her and they were saying essentially, hey, in this day and age where you got basketball wives, housewives, all of this stuff, it was like, yo, how are you remaining so low key? Because entertainers' wives, you know, athletes' wives, they tend to get out there some and try to do a brand of their own. And I got the quote here. She said, said that she just wanted to focus on being a great mom and supporting her husband when asked. That's when she was asked about her low profile compared to other NBA wives. And then people started really pitting her against like a bunch of these other women, which I thought was kind of unfair, right? Because you can do both, right, Mo? Like if somebody wants to be stay at home and take care of the family and somebody else wants to kind of do other stuff, that's not you know what I mean?
People love to compare. I mean, I feel like that's what a lot of women in, like different industries, people that are famous, like they love to put people up against each other. And it's like she really just in her own lane, chilling, doing what she need for her family. Like it's not even, hey, welcome back. But yeah, like she really just in her own lane. And I think that sometimes it's just like I can only imagine that like as celebrities, it's like that gotta be tiring. Like just constantly people just, oh well, they just like this person and just like this person. The first thing that someone is gonna do on the internet is compare you to the next. Like, and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay. I really feel like she's in her own lane. Ain't nothing wrong with what she chooses to do. Like the fact that she has, the freedom to choose to just be like, I just support my family. I do what I need to do for my family. Like,
Right.
that's cool. Like, if she's cool with that, then we got to be cool with that. But just because she's not doing what others are doing doesn't mean that she's, any less or anything like that. Obviously, and that's another thing when we talked about, like, I feel like you have to do what works for you and your family. Like, if that's what is y'all's thing, like how it works, it's just how this is the formula for success for us, then this is what it looks like, then that's just what it is. And it's like so many people try to like define that and make it seem like it needs to be more, it needs to be this. And it's like, it can just be that. Like, it can just be exactly what it is because it works. Obviously, they doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I ain't mad at her. Shit.
Yeah, I thought it was I thought it was dope though, but I didn't, because they started trying to put her Savannah James up against Gabrielle Union. You know what I'm saying? And I thought it was a bit unfair. You know what I'm saying? Like Gabrielle Union was already an actress. You know what I'm saying? Before she
Right.
got with Dwayne Wade, so she was already out here, doing her thing. And to
Yeah.
your point, Mo, if Savannah is just like, yo, man, I just want to, Savannah's dream scenario in life might have been to just stay at the crib with the kids and, raise the family. What do you want her to do, man? If that's what she wants to do. That's what she want to do. You dig? So
Right.
I thought it was unfair, man, because like you say, ain't no right or wrong. Hell, you can do what you want to do. If that's not her, people get it confused sometimes, man. Not everybody wants to be a big entrepreneur or doing this, right? And that don't make you. That don't mean, you ain't no hustler, you ain't ambitious, you ain't this and ain't that. Nah, that might not be something I desire. You know what I'm saying? Like she may be extremely happy just doing exactly what she's doing. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? And let's be honest, if we're gonna be very honest, most athlete and entertainer wives actually fall under that category, right? If you think about what's on TV, that's actually a very small percentage, right? It's not like all NBA wives are out there. We just see the ones on TV that do what they do. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's more people that's like that. You know what I mean? Kobe's wife was very low key. You know what I mean? She never was, was really out there. I mean, most people's wives ain't really out there like that. It ain't, and that ain't no diss to what's my guy's wife? Steph Curry's wife. She does a lot. She got like cooking. She got all kind of shit she does, which is, that's good for her, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That was her ambition in life. Like it's the whole thing of to each his own. Like you just gotta respect these people for what they want. Like everybody want different stuff. Some women stuff lives align with each other, some don't. But to be comparing them, like no, she's wants to stay home and raise her kids and not be any spotlight. She probably seen all that stuff that her husband be going through. She don't want that. She want to be able to walk through the grocery store and not be like, oh my gosh,
Right.
bombarded with fans and all that. Like,
and she been with the man since high school, so she been there for the whole. She know the type of BS that he go through. She be like, I don't want to deal with that. Right. And they little girl is funny as hell. I don't know if y'all ever seen their little girl. She is funny as shit.
She is. She got some little memes about her.
Yeah, she funny, man. But shout out to Savannah, man. She did her thing. Let me play one more time. This no disrespect, LeBron. I just gotta let me show the pictures a couple more times. Damn it. I see you, Savannah. I'm with you, Mo. I like the way they did this. It kind of captured her personality because the whole thing is kind of effortless. At least that's the way it appears. You know what I mean?
Right, it's giving stunning, giving grown woman.
Oh, yeah.
Who I am.
Yeah, she did her thing, man. She did her thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with it. People was like, he didn't go to college and she didn't even go either. Da, 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 da. So what? Shit. Fuck, I need to go to college for that man a billionaire. Shit. Fuck a college. Anyway.
She probably don't went to college now,
She might have. I don't know.
Probably some night classes.
You said some what class?
Night classes.
They can buy a damn college at this point. Shit.
Right. She probably got an honorary degree like the rest of them.
I wonder though what the how it would feel if it was the reverse, right? Like, this is gonna sound crazy. We haven't seen this yet. We haven't seen like no WNBA husbands yet. I'm just saying.
I mean, I guess you're right.
Is Lisa Leslie married? I think she married.
Yeah, Lisa Leslie was married. Yeah, she's been married. Yeah. And he was a kind of a low-key dude. He kind of just chilled. But I want to know. I want to see the opposite though, Torian. I want to see some WNBA husbands that come out here and get them a show. This is equal rights out here, goddammit.
That's what Kevin Hart did. That whole Real Husbands of Hollywood. That little parody.
WNBA husbands to come out here and get them a show with talk so they can open up them a clothing line. Ain't that what all the housewives did? Do clothing lines or some shit?
Yeah. Wine.
Yeah, get you some wine or whatever. Where the WNBA husbands at? Shit.
I mean, the closest you gonna get is what's Oprah do? Stedman.
Oh yeah, Stedman. That motherfucker been holding it down for 40 years.
Damn.
That nigga been a real G, but we'll see though, man. But nah, I thought that was dope of Savannah. I thought it was a little bit unfair of everything that was going on with it. But let's go here though, man. Let's talk about this damn technology. Let's talk about these. I was looking this up when I was trying to gather some information, some facts, and I'm an old head. Admittedly, I'm an old nigga. And I was like, at this point in the game, is anybody? It's just, are we calling them smartphones or are we just calling them phones? Because all the damn phones are the same thing now.
I mean, yeah. Who don't get a smartphone nowadays?
That's what I'm saying.
See, there are some that probably do, but
not me. Although I did hear Shannon Sharp, shout out to Shannon Sharp on his show. That nigga said, "Yeah, man, I was trying to get my camera phone out." I said, "Oh, this nigga old."
No camera phone. Damn. He's on his age.
Yeah, you real old. You talking about a camera phone, my boy.
Right.
But yeah, because I was like, it's just phones, right? Like, I think. Let me ask y'all: did y'all grow up? Y'all might be the last generation that had a house phone in the house. Did y'all grow up with house phones?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think y'all gonna be the last generation of that shit.
Yeah, my
like
parents had a house phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think, like, neither one of y'all have house phones currently, right?
No.
Yeah, you know, why would you, right?
Like for what?
And the cable companies stay trying to bundle you with a damn house phone.
Right.
They'll be trying to push some landlines, like, bruh. What? Like, come on. I'm trying to sell us this shit. I already got a phone line I'm paying for. You want to pay for a landline too.
Yeah, like, bruh, I'm never gonna use it, fam. Trust me.
Right.
Maybe for like nostalgic purposes, I'm be like, shit, I'm gonna call you off the house phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, but damn.
Yeah, it's always funny though when I see that. But I say that though because I was trying to pull this up and I was like, should I put in cell phone or smartphone or just phone? I don't know what the hell to put.
I mean, it would still be considered smartphones. Like, I still hear, I guess, people say that, you know, smartphones, but really just cell phones.
Right.
Look, what I hear now people say is Android or iPhone. That's what I hear.
Pretty much, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
pretty much. That's the only distinction at this point. The two options.
Hold on. Seth said I had a student that said their house phone was an iPhone. Exactly. It said I guess their parents got an extra phone for bill collectors. That's
That's really what ended up being the house phone after a long time. Like, because that's pretty much all my parents' phone is for. Like, if they got some spam calls coming in, it's calling the house phone. So no one was even answering that after a while. Like, yo, no, we don't need to answer that. If it's important,
do they still have the line?
I believe so. Yeah, they
my
still
parents do too. My parents refuse to give it up. They're like, for what? I'm like, all right, man.
I guess you got a point, because I ain't really got no reason to say you can't.
Yeah, them old heads, they gonna keep. Listen, I might need to go get me a house phone. Bundle my cable and give me a phone. Give me a phone line up in here. Stop playing. But no, okay, so let's go here though. I guess over the last maybe month, like school almost out now, but over the last, the second half of school, it was a ton of videos that started going viral and dropping of students in school fighting teachers. And every time it was the same thing. Teacher took up the cell phone, the student, whether it was a boy or a girl, it don't matter the race, the gender, whatever. It was, give me back my phone right now. It was like, yo, I need my phone. You know what I'm saying? And we all know, come on, man, when you're in class, you can't have your phone out. You know what I'm saying? I'm old enough to remember where they didn't used to let us, because we started cheating on what was the calculator? The TI-83, I think they was back in the day. Yeah. They was like, nigga, don't bring that damn calculator out with your cheating ass. You ain't, so. But right. I totally understand with how much technology is in these cell phones. Yeah, I said cell phones, smartphones, iPhones, whatever. If it's a test, you can clearly pass the test with just your cell phone. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, we got to put them away, fam. Yeah. And if you got it on your desk, I might have to just take it up until the end of class. Like, it's really not that, it shouldn't be that, in my opinion. Y'all younger than me, y'all been in school more recent than me, but in my opinion, if the teacher say, hey, I'm gonna take you got your phone out, it ain't supposed to be out, I'm gonna take it out to the end, I'm gonna take it up to the end of class, shouldn't be that big of a deal, because wait for it, shouldn't be on your phone any damn way in class, right? Yeah, so right. Yeah, so I think what's going on with this, man? What's going on with these kids and these cell phones and fighting these damn teachers?
Nah, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely like this new generation, because like I remember when I was in high school, like we would know when they was checking for cell phone. They was collect that shit right in the morning, like before you step off the bus. It's like metal detectors and like niggas was hiding their phones. That's before like smartphones was here. I still had like a flip phone, so I would take the battery off the phone and put it somewhere, and put the phone somewhere, try to hide it, get through the metal detector. Like they don't realize that like it was that. Now they just got the luxury of being able to have a phone, but they don't just treat it right. Like they can't stay off of it. They always want to be on there. It's the time and the place. They just don't know.
Real talk. What say you, Mo? Cell phone. If you had a kid or a niece or a nephew that came to you and was like, I got into it with my teacher for what? They took my cell phone because I had it out.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that obviously we kind of kept, like you were saying, like we were kind of the last of the generation before cell phones were really a constant, like a necessity. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I guess my perspective on it is a little bit different than maybe the generations after us, because like, first of all, teachers already got it hard enough. You know what I'm saying? So like to be doing all of this extra shit, coming for teachers because they're just trying to do their jobs at the end of the day. Like I'm just trying to do what I'm being paid to do. You know what I'm saying? Like now, of course, there are those teachers that are just a little bit more like they just doing shit out of spite. Maybe sometimes they always definitely want to, create an example and things like that. But I mean, at the end of the day, like first, that's my first thing is I feel like teachers already got it pretty, like they got the short end of the stick when it comes down to things. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely don't get treated fairly within their own system. And then it's like to be battling these kids on a daily basis, like, damn. Like, I mean, shit, since you are here for a reason. So at least just, get your shit done and then try to be on, whatever you need to be on. But I think as far as like just the need to always be on the phone, that's another big thing, because I can say definitely whenever I was growing up with the phone, my phone was still being like, my parents were definitely like, okay, you need to have your downtime off the phone. Like we taking that shit at the end of the night. Like you don't need to be on it all night on the phone talking and doing all kinds of stuff. Like you need to have that pattern of like, being off of it for a little while, and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, yeah, like you, however old, on the phone constantly looking, and especially now we got apps and shit where you can just constantly be looking at stuff and watching videos and all kinds of stuff. So like, I don't know. I don't think any of that's being practiced at all. There's no kind of like restrictions. I feel like for a lot of younger kids today, like there's no restriction when it comes to the phone. Like they got their phone constantly. I didn't have that experience. I can't say that I had that experience. I did have a phone, growing up. It was still on certain terms. Like, yeah, you can have this phone. I can have it a little later on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like type of stuff. But it's like I had that restriction, that kind of like restriction a little bit, to where it's like I don't depend on. I can still kind of do some shit, go have fun with my friends, or go do some shit. But I don't feel like that's the case anymore. Like
you were still growing up with them night and weekend minutes, though, Mo.
yeah, exactly. Like I was, we had to wait till after. Well, mine was after 7. Some people's was after 9. Yeah, they'll call me.
Hold on, y'all had money, Mo. You had to after 7.
After 7, I had Singular, and I've always had like Singular, AT&T. You know what I'm saying? But like, yes, after 7, don't be texting me because these bitches is what 10, 25 cents a message. No, I'm gonna get in trouble running up the bill like that. You better stop. This is just free texting. You know what I'm saying? Like you had to pay per message. Yeah, no. Fun fact: my parents literally, whenever that was a thing, like I remember my dad telling us like you can only send and receive up to 10 a month, like 10 text messages a month. Like this is the times that we was in. Like you couldn't tell a kid that today. They'd be like, what? Like what am I supposed to do with 10 messages? But no, like that's how it was so different. Like, no, you get your ass beat if you want, because I mean, you and I'm not paying $500 because you want to keep texting your friends. Like, yeah. So it's just a lot of difference from that time whenever cell phones were really kind of a thing to now. Like there's just no, I feel like there's no restriction. I feel like it's also used as like a pacifier for a lot of kids growing up too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
Young kids where it's just like, yeah, here's the iPad. Go get out my face here. Go watch a video. Go do this. Go, go look at this. Like, and I feel like that's where a lot of that addiction is starting. You know what I'm saying? Now, because it's like these kids are toddlers, you know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, oh, I'm hooked. I got my iPad. Oh, they have their own iPad that they're using in the house. And this is the kids. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's where it starts.
It's real good. Let me say this though, but make a disclaimer though. Everybody that's currently watching us on their iPhone, Android, or iPad, keep on watching, man. Listen, don't listen to Mo. Don't listen to Mo. Keep watching and go to the archives as well. Binge watch, right? And we appreciate it. Naomi just jumped on here with us, man. The proprietor of naystouchjewelry.com. I know you homeschool, Naomi, so I think this is gonna be an interesting topic for you. But also let me say this before you go, because Naomi has a young son. I got 2 kids. One is in high school, so listen with her. It's done. I lost that war already.
It's too late.
Yeah, it's too late for her. But the 6-year-old, I'm probably gonna lose that with her too, because at school, she's in kindergarten. Well, she's 5. She hadn't turned, so she'll be 6 this summer, but she's 5. But in kindergarten, they have like half of the day is on iPads. Mm-hmm. Like half the day is on iPads at the school. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I have to make sure that she knows how to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like functional. So we got to practice that, because they literally use it at school. You know what I mean? So what say you though, Naomi? I think it's interesting with you being a homeschool person, because right now these kids is fighting the teachers over cell phones.
Yeah, it's crazy out here. But I'm gonna say that I actually got into a fight with the teacher over my cell phone when I was in 9th grade. Like I can remember, and the teacher actually really put hands. And I remember we fell to the ground. We was literally tossing. I remember my favorite necklace got broken. So I've been problematic out here, or kids been problematic out here, and I didn't really believe in giving my cell phone up either. And after that moment, I didn't. I would just get kicked out of class. Bitch, kick me out of class before you send me to the office. Think I'm gonna go to the office? Kick me out, send me to the office before you take my phone, because I'm not playing them games. I know my mama not paying that $30 to get that shit out, because that's what it was. What it was at my high school.
Get your phone out. Well, that's doing too much. School's doing too much in that case.
No, I remember you would literally have to pay a fee to get your phone out if the teacher took it. And I wasn't playing them games. But as far as how it goes.
Hold on. Before you go past it, hold on. Just for nostalgic purposes, what type of phone did you have in high school? I want to hear this.
I had, at that point, I had a sidekick. I had the sidekick in 09, 9th grade.
Yeah, the sidekick was hot.
Yeah, and I had the sidekick. It was before music was really able to be on the phone. With the sidekick, you could literally have a whole music library and that shit. So, and I was browsing the web too. I was before the times. I really wish I could use. I found my sidekick too. I really wish I could use that phone now. I'm gonna go to T-Mobile and see what the fuck they can do, because there actually is a T-Mobile sidekick, and now that Sprint is T-Mobile. I'm gonna go see. Bitch, can I use this? Because I do got a SIM card. Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, so as far as when it comes to my son, I always said that I'm raising my kid it's the 90s. Honestly, I've been doing cash kind of how I came up. I don't like that technology shit. I'm a meme mama. Cash, no, I don't even let him watch YouTube like that. I'm get off YouTube, even though I be on YouTube all day, right? Because I do got the full-on addictions, because I did come up in this technology world. But I also be paying the price for having my son be so free from technology, because I never put my son in front of screens when he was a baby. Shit, yeah, baby, he don't need to watch TV. I'm watching my show. Why would I give up my TV to put a baby show on for him? No, I'm gonna watch my show. He's gonna play. So but now he's definitely very much attached to the TV more than anything. He does because with homeschool too, he's actually on the iPad a lot as well. So and he'll be on his iPad, he'll have his technology time, but it's definitely still limited. But of course my son is still young, and I'm very aware of what he's taking in, because that's why I don't like him to be on YouTube, because it's just so much that kids can even get into, can absorb, even if it is like kid-friendly content, like just how the creators, however the creators are, like those implicit biases or the things about them, like that can come through and a child can absorb that.
Yeah.
So I think it's definitely important to be cognizant as we are like the parents now having to raise our children in this tech-driven society. But also like there's a balance because my son also just made a YouTube channel. Like I don't let him be on YouTube like that, but like he likes to create toys. My son's like very much like an engineer. So I just set him up his first channel, and like it would definitely have to be a balance though. It can never just be like you're on the internet. Like, no, I haven't even let him explore the internet too much, except for like we're doing a research project for the end of the year. So this is about to be his like full dose, like using the internet for real. But yeah, I don't be playing them games because there's so much out there. Because I got into so much because my mom was ignorant because it was the start of it, you know, for everybody. And I took advantage of it. Okay. Like I was tech savvy. My mama didn't know how to get up in the, like I was on the shit. I was in the, okay. I was using the phones the way y'all would not want y'all kids using the phones. I wasn't all that shit. Young as fuck.
I remember being in junior high, and I remember they shut the whole computer lab down. It was like a major thing in our school. I don't remember if I was 7th or 8th grade. I don't remember. But like it was like whatever grade I was in, the whole grade, whatever class, it was like this project that we were doing for history. And you know, everybody got history, so you're all doing the project. So you're going to the computer labs at different time to do research, right? And it was like my junior high at the time was like a big deal because we were like the only we were the newest junior high in our district, and we had all the technology. So we were like the only one with like a full computer lab, all this shit, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, we found out, well, we didn't find out, but you know, at that time, I'm even older than y'all. So nobody really knew the internet. It was really www. It was like you was putting in www and then whatever, try to see if some shit pull up, right? So the research project was a history about the United States of America. And a lot of people were typing in, they wanted to get some information on the White House. So www.whitehouse.com just made sense to everybody, right? Mm-hmm. Well, at that time, I don't know what happened now, but at that time, apparently that domain was a porn site. Mm. Yeah, that domain was a porn site. So you had all these kids in junior high, and everybody started passing the word around, right? When you get in there, go to whitehouse.com. It just became this whole thing. And then like I don't know how they figured it out, but some teacher happened to like go on there and it was like, what the hell is going on? Like, oh, whoa. So like, yeah, but you know, those are the Wild Wild West days of internet.
No, see, I really would have finessed that. Like, what? Y'all don't even know what's going on around this bitch. Let me find out.
Right. No, it's crazy though. Because my 5-year-old, she does get on YouTube, and we got to be careful of kind of some of the stuff because you know how YouTube does it. It'll be a rabbit hole. So you'll click on something, then the suggestion will be, you know what I'm saying? So, and she's just clicking on like the pictures because it's a damn bunny, you know what I'm saying? A bunny rabbit. Oh, let me click on that. Okay. But now it's like that particular channel is like some random person and they do like killing cartoon bunnies. You're like, whoa, hold on.
Right.
No, but it really will. Like YouTube will switch up on you like that. Like, and like, especially when it comes to like the gamers, because like my son would try to get into that. And it's like, they could literally be saying anything on this. Yeah. Like, no, he'd be so mad at me because I'd be like, no, get out. Like I hear one thing. I'm like, get off that. Yeah. No, give it an iPad, actually. Go watch the TV like a normal kid. Like just like we did back in the days. I was literally just talking to him about not having cable earlier. I was like, you know, because he's so spoiled. He literally just lives in a life of privilege that I never even got. Because I'm like, boy, all I could watch was PBS Kids when I ain't had no cable. Okay, it was like 5 channels. Like he could never even imagine.
Like, what would y'all do though? Let me put y'all in the if y'all became teachers tomorrow, whether full-time or substitute, because we're not talking like little kids or junior high. These are like high school kids. So these are young adults, right? So they are physically, maybe not physically as strong as you as a full-grown adult, but they are your size, right? And a lot of shit. Some of these young dudes, I don't know. I see somebody.
For real, like shit. You fucking around with an athlete, somebody here.
Yeah, I didn't see
nice
some of these
build on them.
I remember this one dude. He went to Marshall High School out here, and he was at the gym, and he had been coming for a while. I didn't know he was in high school, but like based on his haircut and the way that he would always talk and present himself, I thought he was a young dude in the military. So I was like, "Yo, bro, how long you been in the service?" And he was like, "Huh?" He was like, "Dog, I'm in 11th grade." I was like, "What?" What was hell? I was like, "What the fuck?" Little swole ass little nigga. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, some of these little motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, are big. And they're like fighting the teachers over taking the cell phones. And look, I know you laid out your situation, Naomi, but as a teacher, you might have to get control of that class if everybody's on their phones. Like, yo, I'm trying to teach a lesson. We got to put these phones down, right? I might have to say, yo, I got to collect phones until the end of class. We get back at the end of class. And these kids are saying, don't touch my phone or it's hands. See, that's the part for me that becomes weird is that like,
it's the hands, it's the mace.
Yeah, but I don't think
the little black girl sprayed mace at the teacher, hit her with the mace. But she
I
did say
that video,
she did say she was gonna mace her though. She did say I'm she pulled the shit out and hit her with the mace. But like that's crazy though.
I don't know. A lot of teachers just have me fucked up in my life, so I can't just totally.
They did not have
I mean, of course, like, and then at the end of the day, these are kids. They may not know how to fucking handle their emotions. Like I can handle my emotions now because I'm a grown up, which is the state that the teacher should be coming from at all times. Because children throw tantrums. It don't matter if they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 16, 18. Like they throw tantrums, and you got to be able. Like at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself. You know, at the end of the day, you got to protect yourself. But going in as a teacher, especially with some high school shit, like know your environment. Like I'll be like, look, we need to learn. Don't let me see you on your phone. Like y'all old enough, y'all should know how to hide this shit, how to have some finesse with it, or you might lose your shit. So I think you gotta come at kids.
Hold on, so you're gonna reward? Hold on.
Look, that's always my shit. I'm like, bitch, hide it. Just like, damn, get away with it, bro. Like,
yeah, there will be the teachers that be like, I just don't want to see them. Like, just don't let me see them.
No, facts. But if you right in my face, okay.
Y'all are wild. So y'all are rewarding them being so. Hey, as long as you sneaky, you good.
Exactly. I'm teaching you. Like, I mean, I literally do that when I was a manager at Urban. I'm like, dude, like,
let me tell you how to get away with some shit.
Just be on your phone. Just don't let me see you. You know, like, don't make it obvious. Don't like just be stuck on it. Like, if you want to check a message real quick, check it. Boom, 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 bow. You know, like, but don't sit here and just let me walk past, and you still ain't even like try to put it up.
But the difference with that is. The difference I would say with that is, though, Torian, is that you are dealing with an adult who might have a real situation going on. What possibly outside of their parent contacting them? And look, that's, you know, I know everybody want to use that. Hey, what if my mom or my dad or my brother need to get in contact? Okay, we know that's an emergency situation, right? But really, what the hell could a kid really need their cell phone for?
I mean, unfortunately,
to do something while I'm bored at school.
No, even that. Like now, it's more so like if it's like a damn, school shooting shit. Then it's like,
now I literally remember the fucking morning one of my homeboys got killed, like at school, and I remember like I could just see like people checking their phones in class, like everybody getting the news. That shit was so crazy.
And Jasmine said somebody diabetes app going off. Now look, if you got diabetes, you need to disclose all damn anything you got. You need to let your teachers know what you got. If you need to get your hand pricked, we need to know that you might need to get pricked in the class. God dang it. Yeah. Let us know. All right, Jeffrey, it's time to go outside, go prick yourself. Come on back. Whatever you got to do.
I don't know, but I just think schools in 2023, like after the pandemic, like it has to be a jungle. Like, because that shit was just already bad when I was in school. Like it was just already like fucked up. So like now I know it's just worse because we have lost a lot of teachers. Like we have lost a lot of teachers who like not gonna deal with the stresses of going through, and you shouldn't have to. Like you shouldn't be having to put yourself in a dangerous situation to teach children. Your children shouldn't be having to put themselves in dangerous situations just to like learn. Like, but the whole system around that shit is flawed.
Jasmine here put a good question in it, or a good statement in the chat. She said this may sound odd, but the rule of teachers taking phones needs to change. They need to automatically call the office. Well, now the office is gonna be overwhelmed, Jasmine. They're gonna be in that motherfucker.
Security.
No administrative work getting done down there.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so let me ask you this, Jasmine. If they call the office, what is the office like, in your opinion? I don't got the answers. I'm not saying you do. I'm just asking. If you're saying they need to call the office, then like what should happen from there? Like, what are we gonna do now? Because at a certain point, it's gonna come down to the kid needs to be back in the classroom learning, right? That's the ultimate goal, is to have them in the classroom learning. So what should happen from there? And we'll allow you to respond. But that's interesting though. Like,
yeah, but maybe, yeah, because I guess there is rules. Because I'm trying to think, like, I feel like I was following the rules to, like, you know, what the teacher could see when it came to phones, and people knew what teachers like was more lax about that shit and what teachers were afraid about it. And so, you know, it's such a tricky situation, but I don't know. I pray for the babies that are in school right now in any way. In any, like, even people who are in college right now, just because like the landscape is totally different that like you're having to navigate through. It's a lot of shit. So I don't know. I feel like teachers should be more understanding of, like, these children are going through a lot right now. At the end of the day, they children. If you guys defend yourself for sure. Like, shit. But you know, children is children, and
but no, I'm with you. Those but we all know the teachers that one or two teachers that like they gonna be over the top. They gonna try to be hard asses. So when you come to their class, it's gonna be all over the top, right? It always said if I was a teacher, I would be cool to the perspective of kind of like I don't know if I would go as far as you, Naomi, to be like, hey man, just don't get caught. But I just wanted to be like, yo, bro, like what y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, because on a certain level, you got to understand where the kids are coming from, right? Because everybody, adults, like Torian was just saying, everybody's addicted to their cell phone. Mm-hmm. At everybody's job, if I go to a department store, I swear, I forgot what the hell we was at. Me and Gabby was somewhere in the mall. We trying to check out. We walk up to the damn counter, and the damn young lady at the counter is literally on her. We had to wait for her to finish her shit before she checked us out. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, "Bitch,
not you didn't know. You should have.
No, you're supposed to just say so. I hate customers like y'all. No. Like, you could have just said, "Excuse me." I would have been like, "Oh, my bad. Hey, y'all gonna wait to make y'all so bad."
No, I definitely wouldn't wait.
For me, I take those moments as teachable moments for my daughter when I'm with her, to be like, "See, you see this shit that just happened.
You see, give me your phone."
Yeah.
Give me your phone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, I'm gonna take somebody's shit. I can't take hers. Give me your phone.
Jasmine, let me go back to Jasmine. She's responding to me. She said, the officer can send us. I'm sorry, the office can send a school police officer or security to see the disruption in class.
No, because see, at the end of the day, like, that's why this school system is flawed, because like these police be fucking fighting these children. Like, we already know how violent police are off top. Like, and these school police officers are no different. And we know the school to prison pipeline, and maybe y'all don't know the school to prison pipeline, but in Texas, for sure, this is like something that is big. We know that Black children are more likely to be sent to the office, more likely to be labeled as disruptive and argumentative and an all-around problem. So majority of the children that are going to be getting the police called on them, children getting police called on them, where they could be put in handcuffs, getting reports written on them, like setting them up to be in the system. So no, that shit over a phone. Like, cause like, no, the police is never gonna make any situation okay.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Naomi, because I'm not sure if, even if it's just to escort them to the office, I'm not sure that I want to normalize, you know, young people in police or security. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that was very weird that police handling kids at all in school. Like, that shit is very weird. But like I said, I think it's a lot of similarities between prison and school. Like, that shit.
Well, I don't know if they still do, but I know for a long time they were building prisons based on like 3rd grade test scores or 5th grade test scores, one of the two.
Wow.
Like they were like being
I
able
can
to
imagine.
predict. Yeah, they were predicting based on like I think it was 3rd grade test scores, like whatever percentage of kids were like, they would predict, okay, whoever's behind at that level, they could predict X amount would be in the prison system by the time they were adults, based on just where they were in terms of testing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Which is crazy that they're building prisons based on that, but
No, but it's not crazy. It's actually so on par. It actually makes perfect sense in the fucking system that they've created. Cause like,
it's like, because once you get behind, it's like, it's kind of, it's a whole.
And that's why, like, that's what has been one of the most freeing things about like homeschooling my children is because like when you homeschool, that shit becomes actually about.
Hold on, let's stop. How many kids you got?
What do you mean? What did I say?
You said my children.
She's saying her current and potential future children.
I didn't even know I said children.
Oh, she's speaking it into existence, y'all. Go ahead.
Oh my God,
I'm like, relax. I'm not done smoking weed yet. But yeah, like because homeschooling, it becomes about learning. Like it's not about like, okay, we gotta get you through this so we can get you tested for this and get you through this and this and this. And if you fall behind, then that shit is just like you just get further and further behind. Like, if you don't understand something, if you need a little bit more time on something, that's not always able to be given. Like, so I like that with homeschooling, it's like, okay, if you don't understand it, we're actually going to take the time to understand this concept. So you know what the fuck is going on, what it's about. So I don't know. I think a lot of changes just definitely have to be made to the way that we choose to educate our children. Because like, I don't care at the end of the day, I don't care if my child did run up on you, bitch, you better not touch my child.
Let's stop right there though, Naomi.
Hold on now.
Don't touch my kid, okay? Or you're gonna have more problems. You're gonna have even more problems.
Hold on.
Said you got the right to defend yourself.
Yes,
I'm gonna say that, but bitch, get ready. Get ready. You're gonna have to defend yourself again. You're gonna have to defend yourself again. Okay,
that's crazy.
Because I'm sorry. Like,
wow.
But at the end of the day, no, like, because I can just imagine. I can imagine people like teachers trying to play my kid. Like, they will actually only have one time. If I put my kid back in school, they will have one time to call me about some shit. I'll be like, okay, we out this bitch. Like, y'all got him fucked up.
Listen, here's the deal.
He is bad. Like what?
I know he's bad, bitch. That's why he needs to stay home.
No, we can't tell
I was bad too. Like all these kids are bad. Sorry.
No, they not.
Look at the world. Look at the world.
Listen, let me just let this know for internet, for YouTube land, and for the rest of the world. Naomi is on the taller side for women, I would say. She's not a WNBA player, but she on the taller side.
I swear, I'm literally 5'6". But
you would be a solid WNBA point guard. I'm just telling you.
Not even.
But like she, and I've seen your baby daddy before. He's not short.
Mm-hmm.
So her son is probably gonna be pretty big, right? He's gonna probably be pretty tall. That little, if your son run up on me with too much, listen, what I'm supposed to do is let this
my son is trained, okay? But my son is different.
He's trained to whoop my ass. He's trained to whoop my ass.
Yeah, he is trained to whoop your ass. But as a trained fighter,
get my ass whooped.
As a martial artist, they have different type of codes like that they live by. Like I know my son.
Bow first and then whoop my ass. What's going on,
No, I'm just saying, like, if he had to fight, it would be because he had to fight.
I'm just saying, if I take his phone, if I'm like, yo, if I'm going by your rules, then I'm like, yo, listen, Cash, I didn't caught you 3 times, bro. I gave you the first 2. 3 times I didn't caught you in class on your phone, bro. I gotta take it. And so
how would you take it? Did the teacher take the phone out the hand, or did the student hand?
Yeah, that's a good point because
I feel like that is something like
I agree with you on that.
If you're not giving me the phone, then okay, we could call an office.
Yes.
But
I'm in agreement with that.
It's different from like give me the phone.
Yes,
okay, because that's a triggering action to somebody. Like, bitch, don't snatch out of my hand. Even if I am like.
Yeah. Now look, I agree with you there. I don't think a teacher should go in and forcibly take anything out of anybody's hand. I agree with you on that, right? With that being said, though, a little bit of me is old school that would say, I'm an old head. I come from a school where they say if an adult tells you something, you're supposed to listen, right? And you can now if you want to tell your mama later, or tell your daddy later what they did, then that's adult conversations at that time. They can deal with that. But I totally understand where we are now. I definitely agree. You shouldn't be snatching anything out of anybody's hand, a kid or not. You shouldn't, because it's going. First of all, if you snatch something, you have to know a response is coming. Yeah, you know a response is coming now, right? You just snatch it out of my hand, like what the fuck? So I agree, but like we never see on these videos actually how these teachers gain access to the phones, which is interesting because that could change my opinion on some of those altercations.
Man, I'm like, I just like teachers aren't just automatically right. Adults aren't just automatically right just because they're adults or just because they're teachers. I'm never gonna give that to somebody. Like, of course, there's always gonna have to be a level of respect there, but that doesn't give you the right as like an adult to disrespect a child or a student, because I feel like that can be very easily done. Like adults can feel like they can treat a child any kind of way just because it's a child and I'm the adult, and so this is what it is. And like I said, children have tantrums. They're not always like fully seeing the full situation, and especially once big emotions like anger is coming into the mix, like it's going to be even more blinding. Like, so all I could do is like look back on my experiences as a child, especially as like a Black girl who already has to be like, oh, you're the angry Black girl, you're gonna talk back and be disrespectful. Like, I literally have so much shit thrown on me, like literally from elementary school to middle school to high school, like treated different type of ways just because I am a Black girl and I'm perceived a certain type of way. I'm perceived as a problem. So even if I'm given like the minimum, it's like, oh, this bitch is out of line. She is crazy. She needs anger management. She needs to go to the office. She needs to be suspended. She needs to get out of here. You know, so
yeah. I'm listen.
It's definitely it's a case by case basis for me. Like shit.
But my thing though is like, okay, so I agree with you, right? People shouldn't be taking stuff out of people's hand, right? I agree. But in these videos that we're seeing online, and I can't play them here on YouTube because I don't want to show the violence with the kids and teachers and all that, because you know, strikes and all that. But we're seeing students go up to the teacher and say, "Give me my phone," and they like, "No, you're not getting your phone. Go sit down. Give me my phone. No, go sit down. Take your seat. You're not getting your phone." And then we're seeing students popping off. Like, that can't be the response, though, Naomi. Your response can't be, you took my phone up. We can have a separate conversation about how they gained access, but you took my phone, and my response is, I'm going to punch you in the face now. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's assault. I'm just telling you what the law calls it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, hold on. Jasmine said that did a college professor take your phone? That's weird for a college professor to take your phone. In college,
definitely a college professor could never ever take my phone. Like, bitch, I paid for you to be here. Please sit down. Go to the front, sir, and keep it. Bitch, I paid your salary. Thank you.
No, I definitely. Now she's saying this, like I'm listening. I'm definitely knowing what. If I was a teacher, I wouldn't deal with stuff like that. I wouldn't put myself in a situation. I'll be that one to be like, hey, like, don't let me see it. But like now, like versus when we were in school with phones, like I feel like our being on the phone weren't as like destructive as like now, because you know, like now, like they can
scroll all day.
Yeah, they rolling and they just being like really just lost, and then you know maybe being disrupted by like you know being on TikTok and cracking the fuck up, because you know when I'm on TikTok, I'm cracking the fuck up. You know, I can't hold in these laughs, but like so like you doing this in class, like, yeah, you gonna be disruptive. And like, I'm gonna be like, hey, if you can't get off your phone, you can get out of my classroom. And I think that's what Jasmine's really saying, like, because a teacher shouldn't even have to do that, because in college, a professor not taking that phone.
Yeah.
But then Lionel said college.
Lionel made a great point. He said that in college, it doesn't affect the professor if you fail. You paying for your education. In high school, their job depends on testing. On you testing well enough. So I'm with him. Like, that's to Naomi's point. Like, bruh, like he getting paid like to just stand up there and teach, whether you get it or not. I'm supposed to stand up here in front of this, you know what I'm saying, class and teach. Whether you listening or on your phone, it doesn't bother me. You know what I'm saying? Not in college, you know what I'm saying? In high school, though, because of the state testing requirements and all of that, there could be some real things there, right? Because like a lot, if your students are failing, that could have a direct impact on your job. So I can understand that.
Well,
Maybe
shit,
that
if
needs
you
to
can't
be.
have control of your classroom, then
That's what I've been thinking about this whole time. Like, because I am personally in class, I'm in school full time currently. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing the environment of school, and I'm also seeing students that are younger, you know what I'm saying, that are coming fresh out of high school into these classrooms and stuff like that. And it's just like, it's the amount of of holding your hand that they expect. I feel like whenever it comes to a lot of the younger students, I've noticed the newer generation students, and maybe that is what needs to occur at this point. I mean, I can understand state requirements or whatever, but maybe there needs to be a change at that point, because yes, they're younger, and I understand that, but if you old enough to sit there and have a phone and a device, then you know what I'm saying, like that type of lesson, in my opinion, maybe that needs to be taught a little bit younger in the school system in order to make it a better place for the teachers themselves, so that they're not sitting here battling students over that. If you want to sit and be on your phone, then you can get out of my class. The people who actually want to be here and learn and get this together are going to sit here and do what they need to do. And if you, because what's the first thing that kids want to do whenever they see their grades start failing? Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm not going to be able to do that because my grades, they sit the fuck down and they're like, oh shit, let me get my shit together. So if you don't want to do that, you can allow, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Just like all they do in college, you determine your grade. You determine how successful you're going to be in here. And I'm not going to sit here and hold your hand through it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like maybe that's a little bit more of what needs to be implemented, because that puts that care more so in, like, that responsibility into the hands of the kids that are actually there that need to do the work. Like, you don't want to be responsible. I'm sure there are still a number of kids that actually care about the stuff that they're learning. They care about the grades that they're getting. They care about the testing and shit like that. Of course, we have this handful of kids that are like, well, I don't care because I can do this and I'm still going to, like, you have to, like, maybe that's what the change needs to happen. Like, at a certain grade level, all right, because they always talk about, oh, we're prepping you for college. We're prepping you for college. I'm sorry, but personally, I feel like all that shit we was doing in high school, middle school, they weren't prepping us for college, because college was like, bitch, like, what you want me to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I say, like, even now, I've noticed how much the younger generations that are in even the classrooms that I'm in, you know what I'm saying? Because they're pushing through and they're able to, come into some of these courses. And not even that, maybe second, third years, that are still, the amount of people that I see are just like wanting you to hold their hand through the whole process. Like, I don't even join group me's anymore, because all it's full of is kids asking the same damn questions about the same shit. Like, you asking me about due dates and this and the third, it's all provided for you. Like, it's like so many people want that guidance. Let me just have somebody tell me how to do it. Let me just have somebody show me how to do it. Let me just, like, people aren't thinking for themselves. And so that's why I'm like, I feel like maybe that's what needs to start happening. Maybe at a younger age, start thinking for yourself. Like, if you want to go ahead and fail, then you're putting yourself in jeopardy. Okay.
Yeah, but of course they're not going to care about that. And so that's why the teachers are trying to prevent that, because shit can be so short-sighted. Like, yeah, some people could like very much care about their grades and things and could be thinking like, okay, I definitely want to go to college and do this. But I feel like some people are, they're just at school because this is where they got to be for 8 hours out the day, every day. Like, okay, this is where I gotta come.
Let's go to Lionel in the chat. Lionel in the chat says something, and I want to bring this up. He said they need to start letting that coach tap that ass again with the paddle. Would y'all? Okay, we all know that's kind of been. Listen, I don't know about y'all, but I'm old enough to know that when I was in school, technically they couldn't just. I came along to where right when like they stopped, they didn't stop paddling, but your parents had to at least sign a form in order for them to paddle you. But you can still get paddled, though. When I was coming through elementary, you can still get your ass paddled. But your parents just had to agree to it. Your parents had to just say, yeah, if he get out of line, yeah, you can paddle. So that's how old I am, goddammit. You can still get paddled when I was in elementary. They wasn't playing with you. You go down there and go see Mr. So-and-so, he gonna paddle you.
No, but I could literally feel that, even though, of course they say that, physical punishment doesn't actually work. So that's probably why they have to kind of start phasing that out, because that's what the studies say. But I don't know. I could definitely see somebody needing a little tap in the ass. But then again, like, that's me not speaking of like it being my own child. Cause I don't know, like, you hit my child too hard, my child light skin, like, I'm gonna be feeling the way this shit's still red. Like, not you didn't hurt my baby. I'm gonna be feeling too bad. Like, I come down there and whoop his ass already. No, because when he do be, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I come from that time to where, like, even like, I come from that era where, like, your coach, like, the worst thing a teacher could do when I was in junior high or high school was tell my coach. That was the worst thing they could do, was tell my coach.
No, for real. Like, please don't tell my coach. I know I was acting a fool, but please don't. Look, I'm coming back after I got kicked out of class. I was
like, well, here comes the physical punishment anyway. You finna run these laps. You finna do this workout. Yes. Push your body to the limit because you want to be acting up. So, like, I mean, some people could see that as, like certain things that you shouldn't be doing that. They shouldn't have to do this. I mean, I can't even sit and, I mean, I'm not a parent and I literally can only speak from a child's perspective, but we was literally just talking about this today with the group that I work with. We was talking about ass whoopings today. And I'm sorry, but I definitely still thoroughly believe in, some ass whoopings. Cause like, like, I feel like maybe that's not what's happening enough. You get your ass whooped a little bit because you acting up and there's no fear in your heart. I feel like there needs to be a certain level of some fear when it comes to, parenting. Now, I'm not saying that you should just be to the point where I'm definitely afraid and I'm, like, obviously there has to be balance, obviously, but I grew up, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I grew up honestly having a certain level of fear of especially my mother, where I'm just like, shit, I ain't trying to get whooped, or I ain't trying to get punished to this level or whatever it is. Like that I feel like that association has to occur in young kids, whether it's physical punishment or not, that association that, like, oh, I'm doing this certain thing and this undesirable thing happens and maybe I shouldn't be doing this anymore. Like, but I don't think that that's really happening. People are being told, but they still get to keep their phones and they still get to do this, that, and third. Like, no.
Yeah, I literally took the TV out of my son's room yesterday. I took the whole thing. I was like, nah, this boy got me fucked up. Like, ain't shit going on up in here.
Okay, because I'm like,
I do feel like, for me when growing up, I did feel like whoopings help, but now that I'm like who I am now, I feel like that was just because, like, whoopings that work for kids, I feel like those kids were just different type of kids. Like, you can't be doing that with all these kids, which is what we realize now. Like, it's not beneficial for, like, the mass. Like, the ones that it worked probably is like so little of a number.
No, and like, did it even work?
So it worked, but for that type of child, who I feel like I was a good child. Like, I didn't want to, when I did something bad, like, it really was like on some accident or not intentionally, So I'm like, shit, I don't deserve to get my ass beat, and I'm scared to get my ass beat,
No, what's crazy?
I'm supposed to, versus like I had fucking brothers who didn't give a fuck. And they like, shit, I'll take it. I'm like, no,
like, because that used to be me. Like, especially once the phones became a thing, I'm like, please don't take my phone. Just like, whoop me. Like, please.
Exactly.
Like, please.
That's what I'm saying. That certain level of balance that has to come into play. Like, I feel like, I mean, again, I only can speak from a child's perspective, but like, I feel like there definitely has to be the switch up. Like, you are going to be the only person that knows your child the best. You're going to know what works. You're going to know what doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that is, I think, the hardest part maybe for when it comes to like public schools and teachers and stuff like this. So many people try to do things with just one way. I mean, even in testing itself with the requirements, like, not everybody is going to be a good tester, but I'm actually great at workbook shit. I'm great at writing, but I'm not really, it just doesn't click as well when it comes to testing. So it's like having these disciplinary things, it's not always going to be the best for every single student. Now, as much as a teacher should be sitting here right sizing each person, but how many students come through the door? Like, maybe they just don't, like, I don't have the time, you know what I'm saying? I don't have the time to sit here and, discipline this one differently than this one because like I got 30 students in this and this is one class. You feel me? So it's like I guess I can kind of see where teachers are just gonna have to, have that one thing that they do or that certain, disciplinary action that they have. But I mean, shit, that's why I'm like, it's tough. And I feel like, honestly, I'm gonna say the one thing that we haven't said yet, but that shit starts at home. Like, let's be real, that shit starts at home. Like, we are putting so much on these teachers and how they shouldn't be acting. But what about what is being taught at home to where these kids feel like they can be putting hands on people in the first place? Because why do you feel open to doing that? You know what I'm saying? Like these are things that we have to also bring to the house, to what is being taught. What are you being raised to believe? What are you being raised to like think is right from wrong? Like that is, I feel like, where we really need to be focusing our attention, because it even goes back to the technology shit. Why is your child to the point where it's like they are depending on this shit? Like, yes, you should be able to use it, as obviously I use a computer at work. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on a computer throughout my day at work, but it's like there has to still be a balance overall. Like you still have to have that balance where it's like, okay, like you can still actually be a functioning person. Cause like we were talking about that video that I saw, and I really, really wish we could pull it up. I think the creator deleted it, or maybe TikTok deleted it. I don't know, but they were basically saying that with technology and with phones and being on the internet, like those things are actually like dopamine hits. And whenever they're getting that addiction, them hits and them constantly, then they come into a place where they can't be on it for 8 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? That makes them act out because they're like literally addicts. What happens when you take a drug from an addict? They act out. They go fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, yo, like ready to do whatever just to get that next hit. And so these are also things that I honestly think there's a lot of truth behind that. I haven't looked at the studies and things like that, but this is what, the teacher was basically saying. She's like, we're trying to do all these workshops and this and a third, but it really comes down to these kids just have too much screen time at home. Like they, these parents don't want to be dealt with. They don't want to deal. They're just like, oh, kind of just do what you need to do. I'm tired. And another thing
they're tired, but that
another thing that it also carries into is that we are overworked in this
like
bitch.
it's the whole system.
It's hard to even have that balance because I am working myself to the bone just to be able to provide, because shit is fucking hard out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's all fucked up in all places of the system, unfortunately.
No, like so
there's overall.
Yeah, like all of it literally is fucked up because it's fucked up. It's because it's fucked up. It's because it's fucked up. And so it has to be a drastic change. But the drastic change is here. That's what all this crazy shit has been happening. That's why all this shit is coming down. Because it can't stand the way it is at the end of the day. And so at the end of the day, don't like get your kid out them fucking schools, because that's just only gonna get crazier. Like this is just one side. The other side is they're poisoning them with the food they're eating. Like the other side is they're poisoning with the fucking food they're eating. They're poisoning their minds. They're stripping their creativity away with the shit they're teaching, with the lies they're teaching. They're not even teaching Black. I had to go to college to learn Black history. Like that's the only way you can learn Black history is to go to a university. You don't learn that shit in school. And we made this shit. And we made all this shit in America. And we're barely even like, bitch. We made all this shit in the world. Yeah. And Black people not mentioned at all in the book. So it's just like, right now,
the thing is like,
right now it's just, make sure your home is right. Like, make sure that you're being there for your children. That like, and even though it's hard, we're gonna have to be tired. Like, because we are working through this shit stuff too, where we have to work all these hour days. Like, and thank God I work from home now. But like, I remember when I was in the office, like, shit, I'm having to work an 8-hour shift, but having to drive 45 minutes there in the morning back. My son's at daycare all day and at school all day, not even with me. Ain't seen him. Don't got eyes on him. I don't know what the fuck he's up to, what he's getting into. Like, and you're spending all this time away, and you only even have a few hours because y'all both got to go to sleep. Like, you got time to chill for a little, cook, eat, take baths, go to sleep, and you waking up and doing it over and again. But like, we have to just find ways to like shift and make sure like, you get it right so you can get your family right, so we can get this world right. Period. Because I'm being the change I want to see in the world. You know, I say all the time, Michael Jackson told us in the mirror. I mean, he told us already, like in The Man in the Mirror, like that you just got to look in the mirror and fix yourself, work on yourself, and that's how you uplift the world. So do it is best for you, for your children, and then that's going to make some better shit set in place. So
here's what I want to do real quick. I want to put up 2 comments from Courtney Jackson in the chat, and then I want to play a quick video. So Courtney said this first. He said, this might already have been said. This is kind of what y'all are piggybacking on what y'all are saying, veggie backing on it. He said, but to me, children's attachment to their phone is directly tied to how much moms/dads let the phone parent the kids. And listen, I ain't gonna lie. In 2023, one of the best babysitters can be the cell phone or the tablet. That's just the reality.
Now everybody babies watch Miss Rachel right now, and that shit's
there.
crazy.
You go. That's just okay. Here's the second comment from Courtney. He said, and then he said the disrespect toward teachers is also reflective of what is acceptable at home. Kids' behavior will tell on bad parents all the time. So I want to play this real quick based on that second comment. Let me play this. This is a recent viral video. It's nothing physical happens, but this is on a school bus. I don't know if y'all saw this. This is on a school bus. Let's go.
Telling you my name, cuz like I don't English. That's rolling on my damn window. Don't talk to me like that. I talk to you. I want you to leave. No, don't touch me, cuz. Look, I don't care. Don't talk to me like that. You gonna write me up? You gonna send me to RMC? Man, I don't care. Just let him know if he touch me, it's up there. I don't care. I'm a different type of breed. Like who he think he is? It's me. It's me. It's Michael Borda, by the way. Michael Borda. Hey, bitch, hey, get off the bus. Open up my phone. Yeah, keep walking. Keep walking.
Okay, let me stop right there. Okay, let me just say this. That's a disrespectful little motherfucker. No disrespect to his parents. But go ahead, Tori.
But no, because he needs to get kicked off the bus and he needs to get humble. And that will show you. And I feel like if that would happen back when I was in school and stuff, like I would have been so scared of getting kicked off the bus and then having to have my mom or whatever figure out how the hell I'm gonna get to school when they already was dependent on that transportation for me to get to school.
True.
Like, no, it ain't no way I was finna.
You gotta explain this to your mama, and she gonna whoop your ass. Cause what? What you mean you can't go at the bus no more?
Like, so yeah, he's
clearly acting like. Listen, little fella may be a good dude. I don't know, little fella, man. He gonna grow up probably. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, if he see this, bro, listen. You might be a good little dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, but the way you were acting in that moment, you were showing out. Let's be honest. You were showing out.
Definitely showing out.
Like everybody mama used to say, you showing out for your little friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what you're doing right now. You showing out for your little friends. You know what I'm saying? And that teacher did nothing wrong. He like, yo, this need to be up. And he like, I'm such and such. I don't give a fuck. Like, whoa, what you mean you don't give a fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on, little fella. So, you know what I'm saying? There are certain situations to which, like, you know, as a teacher now, like Naomi made the point earlier, we lost a lot of teachers over the last 5 to 7 years because they said, you know what, I just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they just don't want to deal with it. And that's the reality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm coming here because I want to teach the youth. And I know Mo said earlier, hey, let's get the kids out of the classroom who don't want to, you know, if you disrupt them, let's get them out of the classroom. But like as a school, however, though, you technically have a responsibility to those kids. You know what I'm saying? So like now what happens, like we can't just say, hey, get out of the classroom. We're going to teach, like we got 20 kids in this class. It's 4 of y'all that's acting up. Let's get them 4 out. We're going to teach these other 16. That sounds good in a vacuum, but on the backside, as a society, we got to say, what happens to those 4 now, right? Like
that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, my belief is that I feel like we still have a responsibility to those 4. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
because at the beginning of that video, I could just literally just see so much in that boy, and I literally see him as a boy, and I
Oh yeah,
literally
he
see
definitely is.
that it's more than just like the surface level. Like, yes, he's upset. Yes, he's being disrespectful. But yes, this is behavior that he picked up at home. So what does that speak about? Like what his home environment has been for him his whole life. Like
Right.
that's trauma, that's been inflicted on a child. And so they end up behaving a certain way. And then they end up being treated in a worse way because they're not behaving in the way that society deems as helpful, and then won't really help them. And so I don't know. I think it gets very complicated. But dang, I wanted to say something else too.
Stop smoking that weed.
No.
But you know what though, Naomi? Just to veggie back off that. Here goes the crazy cycle though, right? So that little kid right there, he becomes the funny kid that like the girls like because he's talking wild, talking crazy. So the girls are gonna. This is what happens. I don't give a fuck when nobody tries to tell me. This is what happens. The girls are gonna flock to him. He looks like a good-looking kid, good-looking little young kid. So the girls are gonna flock to him. He's outspoken. Then the other boys who are not getting that attention are gonna say, "Oh, that's what we got to do." Okay, so let me duplicate. And listen, the girls who are flocking to that, to your point about him having some issues going on, they have something going on at home that makes them think that that's okay to flock to that. And this is just a perpetual fucking situation that just continues itself, right? Because now
and then boom, now you the teacher that swung on them in their life. They're like, everybody has ever beat my ass. Like that's
yes,
my
no, yes.
Like everybody put hands on me my whole life, even my teachers. Yes. So like
it's a cycle. It's if
you're being a teacher, I think you need to definitely be doing that shit from the graces of your heart, because like, it's real trauma out here.
And I feel like most teachers low key do, but it's just like
everybody has a breaking point, right?
Point where
everybody does.
Like these teachers aren't subject to this either. You know what I'm saying? Where it's just like, yeah, now you're taking to what level is that taking away from the ones that are actually, still needing the attention as well, because I have to spend on my attention in this certain class because I have to keep redirecting. Like, okay, like that's taken away from education for the others too. So it's like it's hard to balance that. And that's where, at the end of the day, like I said, maybe it just like we just got to do better at home. We got to do better, you know what I'm saying, to help these kids to be successful, you know what I'm saying, to be good people at the end of the day. Because
I'm like, but we're probably speaking to the wrong people, because like our children will be the people who are like, okay, in class, okay, I know when to fucking be some serious and do my school shit and want to be on my school shit, but it's still like it's the others who don't even get in the message and just are, I don't know. So it's sympathetic. My Libra ass, I be seeing just literally all the sides, and I just see that all the sides are broken, and I know it's like purposeful. And so like, but it's able to break through that shit. It's able to break cycles. Like, if you're the one for your family, I think that like all of us that are really alive right now, like we are some cycle breakers cosmically.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, man, I have the utmost respect for teachers. I thought about going into it, and just like, let me put it back up, Lionel's comment, that was why I couldn't go into it, because I was like, bro, I just, but I say I don't deal well with disrespect, but me, I'm always like, I always try to figure out where the child is coming from, right? Because depending on how a child is acting, you can figure out, okay, something going on, you know what I'm saying? And like, I always figure like, if I was go to be a teacher, I would probably end up being one of the quote unquote cool teachers, right? Because I ain't gonna be, to y'all point, man, I ain't gonna be in there if I see your cell phone out one time. Hey, come here, Mo. Nah, that to me, those teachers that do that, you doing too much, right? You overdoing it, and you're creating a situation to me
going on at home, and you trying to bring up in here, and you need to stop.
Yeah, well, like, because
these are kids, you know what I'm saying, and yeah, real.
You're making it more than what it needs to be.
That bring their own personal types of problems into disciplining kids and stuff like that. They got their own shit going on, and it's like, I understand, everybody got their shit with them, but like at the end of the day, like you got to leave that shit at the door. Like leave leave that at home, because that doesn't have to come down on kids just because you having a bad day. Yo, this happened and I'm not getting this. I'm not okay. That doesn't have nothing to do with these kids.
No, because kids are mean for one. Like in a pack of them, like they can definitely get a little.
Bro, I remember I went to school with some kids, bro. They would come in that motherfucker and roast teachers.
No, like kids can get fierce. Okay.
They be out of line.
Like,
like no, because like shit. I went to a bad middle school. Like I seen some shit by middle school. Like I didn't even need to know, like get to high school to be on some shit. Like I was really on the most shit in middle school. I cleaned up by the time I got to high school, played volleyball and shit. So I was really on that shit. Cause you know, the real fucking low levels of society don't really make it to high school. Like nigga, it's only so you only really know than a middle school. I know hella people that didn't make it out of middle school. Like cause like and I went to the Mexican high school too. Like so I knew like the real Mexicans, yeah, and like no, a lot of them did not make it to high school with us. That's when I knew the most gangsters too.
I don't know. It's a lot, man. Being a teacher can be a thankless job a lot of times. It can be one of those jobs like y'all all said, like it's one of those jobs like you have to really have a call and have a passion for it, because you don't get a lot of kudos. Unfortunately, you take a lot of bullshit. It you know, it's one of those jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So you gotta have a
public school.
Because like even though I was given so much problems and given so much troubles, I literally was going through shit. You know, coming up, I really was going through shit.
But so even through that though, Naomi, I bet you that there were teachers though that you like. I don't want to say like
there was some teachers I definitely did fuck with.
Yes,
that like some that I definitely did not. But there were even the ones I did not fuck with. We ended up becoming cool once they were my teacher. You know?
That's what I'm saying. Like you can always find common ground with kids. You know what I'm saying? You just got to try to figure out what's going. You got to be able to figure out what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And see and try to, you know. And sometimes, man, trust me, I'm a firm believer in this. Some people might disagree with this, but I'm a firm believer that sometimes ethnicity or race can play a role in education. Sometimes, man, listen, I was in some classrooms where I saw white teachers try really hard. And it was just their delivery, how they came at the kids, what they said, it was not going to work. They needed a black person, be it a man or a woman, to be in that classroom and to tell them, hey, Torian, I just told you to stop, right? Yeah. It hit different, right? It hit different when somebody say it like that versus, hey, Torian, I'm asking you one more time, bud, can you stop? Like, no, Torian.
No, loser.
Right. Yeah. My wife got me watching Abbott Elementary right now, and it's, you know, it's a good show. It's a good show. And it shows some of that because what's the main character's name? I always forget her name. What's her name?
Janine.
There you go. She was in there trying to do that whole 1, 2. Listen, that count shit. Listen, bro. That's unfortunately with a lot of black kids. If you start doing that counting shit, they gonna probably laugh at you, bro. Like, hold on, what? You counting? We counting too. What you on 7, 8? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be like, oh, I ain't counting. I told you to do this. You gonna do it, or it's immediate consequences, right? Yeah. Like, you gotta be able to. It's one thing to be cool with a kid, but the kid also has to know, like, yo, being cool with me means that like you're following these certain rules, and when I say this, I'm gonna stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Right. And every child has had that experience where they had to go through that with a teacher, and they respect it. Like, okay, hey man, listen, Mr. Such and Such, man, he cool, but he don't play. Everybody said that about a teacher at some point. They cool, but they don't play. You know what I'm saying? And it's a respect there because, like, yo, I'm gonna treat Mo. Like, we gonna be cool. I ain't gonna, like, you know, if I see you on your phone, I ain't gonna take your shit. If I see you and Naomi talking in class, I ain't gonna immediately trip. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be like, all right, y'all, come on now. You know what I'm saying? But, like, it's a rapport there. And sometimes you got to figure that out, especially like Torian was saying, especially in public school. You got to figure out that rapport sometimes. And sometimes, let's say this. Sometimes, man, as a teacher, you might have to understand that you might not be at the right school for you, and that's okay.
That's a big thing because I had a high school teacher, and he literally did not teach us. And I'm like in junior, I think it was our junior year, and we in like science class, like this is like chemistry or something. He was not teaching us. We was watching movies literally every day. Literally, we would come in. He put on a movie.
Hold on, Torian. Wait a minute, Torian. Wait, was you in a remedial class?
No,
like a
we ended up like we went to like the principal and everything because we not.
Torian was in a class where they would get
y'all lame.
No, we wanted to learn. And it would be crazy because when teachers would come in to like inspect the class, he would teach his ass off to us. We would learn so much. We were like, what the fuck? As soon as like nobody came to check on us, we was watching movies every day.
Was he white?
Yeah, he was a white teacher. That's what I'm saying.
He did not want to teach y'all niggas.
And we were like in like it was like on the south side, which is mostly Hispanics. This high school like it was majority still more black kids. Then it was like Hispanics and then like whites. So like he literally, I'm like, that was one person I know, like he did not want to work at that school.
That's so crazy.
Like Jasmine says, see, there are kids really trying to learn. No, for real. Like there are really those out there that like actually, like I'm in here all day. I'm gonna do something.
No, but as problematic as I was still getting great grades. Like, and that's why teachers can never figure me. They're like, damn, this bitch is so smart. This bitch is top of the class.
Hey, look,
Torian person getting kicked out.
Naomi was that little. What's the little bad girl in Abbott Elementary? That's Naomi, the little badass little girl.
I know you're talking about. I can't remember her name.
I'm like, I don't
with the smart mouth and everything.
Yeah, she was smart mouthing everybody. She was bad as hell, but like she had been skipped up a grade already. She was smart as shit, but like she was just bad as hell. That was Naomi. Like,
cause that's school shit. I ate at that shit. Like, that's why I be thinking I should just like go back and get my master's because like I'm very good. Like, some people don't do well in those systems, but I'm great at tests. Like, and even like being in college and university, I learned how to like ace multiple choice tests. Like, I could get 100 on a multiple choice now. Like, that was something I learned how to fucking navigate.
Yeah,
that's school shit. I should actually teach that like as a fucking level to college students. Like, I know exactly how you need to study to get this shit.
You should do that, man. All right, man. Let's go here. We get ready to get up out of here. We almost listen. We had a good conversation tonight.
Right.
We didn't get we didn't get too ratchet tonight, but the night is not over. Let's get to it now. God damn it! I just want to get to two stories real quick. This ain't really that ratchet though. I want to get to two stories though real quick. Maybe one of these might turn into a whole show, but I do want to go here first though. I don't know what y'all think about this. Let me know because this affects everybody. I'm especially interested in what Torian thinks about this.
Oh Lord.
Okay, so this young man, allegedly, I don't know. I'm gonna say allegedly, they're doing this limb lengthening surgery now.
This is gonna be an episode. Yeah, I came across him on TikTok.
They say he went from 5'5" to 6 foot with this surgery.
Yeah, it's crazy that they paying for this. When I first heard about this, I thought they were lying.
My bad. Oh, my bad. Hold on. Go ahead.
I thought they were lying about like this procedure being done, but then I start seeing videos, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy.
I mean, of course, because they had this show on the Grey's episode like back in fucking 2008. So no, this shit would definitely have to be like regular.
He went from
but then I was seeing on Twitter. I need to
no.
But I seen that they won't be able to. I don't know if somebody was just trolling or what, but like they said, like after you get this surgery, you just get it just to be that height, but you won't be able to do anything like athletic ever again.
No, that's too much.
I'm like, is that true? Like,
look at the hold on.
No,
look at that.
I mean, think about how fragile that shit is. Like, no, that shit would be crazy. If a nigga told me he did that, like I would run because like and I can. Nah.
But Naomi, look at that difference though. Naomi, look at that. Look at that. Come on now.
Like, bro, not you was that bothered. I'm sorry. I'm like, this is a problem that you're that bothered to like go like
Okay,
cut
but
your body open to like just let man fuck with your body.
hold on,
I
Naomi.
don't
Wait
know.
a minute.
I don't know. Like when it
You
comes
know what?
to surgery, like I just don't think it should like be fucking what God made unless it's like you got to. Like I don't want somebody just
You know what
around,
they comparing this
fucking
to?
around inside of me. I don't want nobody fucking around inside of me.
You know what they comparing it to though, Naomi? This is they saying this is
The
might be the male
BBLs, but that
BBL. There you go.
but that's even more because you got to get metal rods in your shit. Like I don't know, like it's just a lot. But even BBL, like I feel like that is still surgery. Like surgery is like a major thing to me for real. Like that's surgery. Like getting cut open on a table is some shit.
I mean,
So,
okay, Naomi.
so
look
like
at
to
this-
just take that chance, take whatever risks come with that, just for like
just to
for
get
a
with you.
certain look.
He's doing that to get
For a
with you,
certain
Naomi.
look. Like if something is up with my heart, like if something is up with my organs, like and I have to get surgery, okay. And that would be such a big decision to make, right? Because you're gonna have to read all these fucking shit that could happen. You could fucking die. Like you could lay down on this table and die. That's what you're signing up to do.
You can die from a BBL, Naomi.
That's why I'm saying they be doing that shit too. You act like I got a BBL. Like, yeah, they be doing that shit too, and it's wild. Like, bitch, not for some ass, because some bitches don't wake up from that shit. And that's some scary shit to go under anesthesia. And like, no, that's just some real shit. So it's just like, I don't know. That would just be such a like move to make. Like,
But you
I'm
know
gonna
why
be
he's doing it though,
and
Naomi.
but you have to go through physical therapy
Hold on,
for like a
hold on,
year.
Naomi.
Now you're walking around with this walker, like you're still not getting no bitches. Like, how far are you trying to go?
I mean, hold on, let me keep it going. He get rid of the walker, but he's doing
I mean,
it though.
eventually, but that's just like.
But he's doing it though, Naomi, because you're 5'7". He was 5'5". You would have never talked to him at 5'5".
No,
Now he's
5'5"
6
too
foot.
short. Only Lil Wayne could be that short. Okay.
But now he's 6 foot, so he got a shot.
No, I'm not touring though. Like,
What do you mean? Hold
I
on.
have never been like this huge ass deal to me. Is what I'm saying. Like, a nigga being 6 foot, like I'll still dub a nigga for being if he's 6 foot. Like that shit don't matter to me. Like it's more than that. And like no. I don't know.
Look, he had to do this looks very painful.
No, like
he trying to
feel
it
a
off,
type
like
of
you
way.
know that shit uncomfortable.
No, it got me
Right.
feeling a way about my legs.
He there.
Like,
He's smiling through the pain.
He trying to smile through. He really wincing at that shit because it hurts.
no, but like even when they do be having like BBLs and shit, they be having to go through that like after of surgery, and that shit is like wild.
Yeah, I guess-
Because my mom had minor surgeries, and there was so much shit like that had to be done like afterwards. It's just like
To maintain.
you gotta think that shit through before you want to lay down on the table and let a man cut into you like God's body. You gonna let them cut God's body?
Okay, so hold on. So we should have this same energy for BBLs then.
Yes. What do you think? You think I just be telling bitches to get BBLs? What do you keep saying that for? Like it's
I don't know because like
it's a
BBL
revelation.
I'm
I
saying
think-
that I'm not saying you, Naomi, but I'm saying BBLs have become very acceptable.
No facts. They have become acceptable. You know.
So why
Instead of,
can't this
like-
man go from 5'5" to 6 foot?
I mean, they need to go. That's the same demographic. Like they like unnatural shit. That's what they like. So boom.
So you want them to all stick together?
Yes, like it goes down for all the surgery. Because I feel like people who are more open to surgery is probably like, hell yeah, nigga. For sure. Be 6 foot. That's what's up. That's what you always wanted and you're able to get it. So it's good.
Let me
I
ask
feel like
Torian.
it's a lot of people who are good with that shit too.
Hold on, because Torian is a hiatus. So let's ask Torian. So what if you found out, Torian, that you've been dating this person now for a while and everything is good, but you found out that they had surgery to go from 6'1" to 6'6"?
I don't know. It depends how deep we is into it.
Wait a minute.
I would have been asked about them scars on the leg.
No, that's
What happened?
What's some scars? You know, yeah, I would definitely be like, but
Like, were you in a car accident?
right.
Nah, he gonna tell you.
This shit looks
You know-
painful as fuck. What happened to you?
You know what he gonna say? He gonna be like, I used to play ball. You know what I'm saying? I had surgery. You know what I'm saying? On my knees, I used to hoop.
I live in that blinded, naive. No, I'm like, I know it. I'm just gonna act like that what this is. Like that's what we gonna talk about. That he lied for his height.
Not lying. You see his driver's license. He like 5'6".
Right. Why
Why you say you 5'6"? Oh, they missed 6'5".
Crazy.
I found the paperwork.
No, like TikTok told me about niggas like you.
Somebody watched chicks and they took that shit seriously. She was like, "We got her knees done."
Right.
You can do that immediately. We need to learn how to do this.
Oh my gosh, no! I just
Niggas.
like, no, I can imagine like some rods going in your bones on purpose.
And
Like,
that's like honestly like the long term. I'm thinking more so the long term. Like, what are the long term effects of these things too? Is that something that you have to maintain? Because like honestly, like I don't know. I've heard of people having, rods and, metal pieces and plates and shit put into their body. And it's like that, like, that's actually something that can come up later on where it's like, you have a complication here, or that bitch move out of place or something. Like, no, if you don't have
fucking around with God's body, fucking around with God's body, like, bitch, you have no choice. Because even when it comes, like, who knows what the side effects of BBLs are really going to end up coming to. Like, we're going to see that in the coming decades. Yep. But we're already seeing like women coming forward after like decades of having implants. Like, they're getting really sick from this shit. Like, it's really fucking up their whole systems. They're having to get it removed. And like,
I remember seeing one where like the actual implant was like rotting and like there was like material, like you know what I'm saying, like
at the end of the day, your body's gonna reject that shit.
They be leaking into their bodies and shit sometimes. Like, that is like, it's just, oh my gosh. Look, now I can't tell anybody how to live their life at the end of the day. Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do with your bodies, but all I say is just think about the long term of those things. And if you're, especially for the people who out there that's financing bodies and shit, I don't know. You might want to.
That would be some crazy ass shit.
Hold on, you see people out there financing bodies?
Makes sense, so.
They can get BBLs on payments. Okay.
Whoa. How does that work?
Yeah.
Wait, said what site?
You're right.
No, for real. I'm like, damn, if you got to do all that. I mean, personally, for me, my thing is when it comes to surgeries like that, if you ain't got the money to do the upkeep,
no, that's a sign. Like,
doing that shit in the first place, because hell no. Because if something come out wrong, you got to go back, spend another 20 grand to get it fixed. Or nah, I'm good. I'm good. Look, we got enough debt out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
This whole surgery shit started with breast implants, right? It was dudes who was getting with women and was like, I like to see you with bigger breasts.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead and finance it, to Mo's point, right? I'm gonna go ahead and pay for you to get some breasts. Enhance your breasts. Boom, let me go ahead and pay for this, right? And then it became women that was like, oh, men like big breasts. Let me get some money. I can pay for that. Maybe I can attract what I'm looking for. And then it just kept building off of that, right? It was a breast thing first. And to your point now, we're at a point to where we're seeing women that have had these, whatever they had injected, whether it was silicone or whatever. Now they're having complications 10, 15, 20 years later, because it's a foreign object in your body. You know what I'm saying? Your body's going to have a reaction to it. That's just the reality of it. And then you get people who don't go to professionals, right? With the BBLs, they go to a motherfucker around the corner and get something else injected into it. So like this whole thing can get weird real quick. I hate to think what's going to be the discount limb lengthening thing? Like, who's gonna start putting rods in your body for discount?
You know, you don't need to do that discounting. And another thing too, I wanted to also kind of just mention about BBL surgery, since we were talking about, you know, cosmetic surgeries like that too. I've also seen a number of women that, you know, come on the other side of the BBL surgery. And, you know what I'm saying, I may have gotten this for the male gaze. I may have gotten this to be able to find a partner that, you know, attract a certain type of person. But there's also women that be like, you know, now that I got this BBL, like it's even harder for me in the dating game because all they care about is this ass. You know what I'm saying? That's all they care about. Like, I can't even meet no good, you know, like real person that actually wants to be with me, because it's like I'm just getting all this, you know, attention that it's like now I don't even want that attention, because now, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't even find good people to just be around because everybody just wants to, you know, fuck on
But
me.
that's confusing though, because
So
that's
I don't know.
confusing though, bro. Because wasn't that the goal?
I am talking about women I've literally seen talk about it on the other side, and like even women that are naturally like that would say, and I'm reading comments that women that have bodies that are built like that already are like, yeah, like I don't know what y'all
Already
get because I've been
sexualized.
dealing with this my whole life. Like this is how it's always been. You know what I'm saying? So like y'all really think it was gonna be any different? You know, y'all getting these surgeries to be able to do, but like now that's what the men are gonna be looking for. Like that's exactly what you finna get, but you wasn't really ready for that because you thought it was going to be one thing and it's actually this. You know what I'm saying? Now you tired. Now you're like, oh, like, you know, that's not, this isn't the kind of life I want. So like there's definitely a lot of people on the other side of surgery that have those things where it's like, I didn't really need to do this. You know what I'm saying? Or they have insecurities. Even then, they have even worse insecurities sometimes where it's like, yeah, am I really, you know what I'm saying? I'm insecure about this part and this part. And that's when a lot of people go back for more. They start getting more and more and more, you know what I'm saying? Because they got to keep fixing this and fixing that. So it's like, I mean, if you're going to do all of that, you might as well just, you know, in my opinion, anyway, again, you can't tell nobody what to do with themselves. But if you're going to go through all that stress anyway, bitch, you might as well just learn to love the skin that you in already. Because, I mean, damn, we already got these insecurities the way we are sometimes. And if I'm going to be doing all that after spending thousands of dollars, I could have just did that shit while I was still looking the way I was. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's what it all has to come back to. Because, yeah, like changing the outside won't really change if something isn't right within. Like, and it's something right within where you couldn't accept and see like yourself that you're beautiful just the way that you come. Like, you don't even have to change up. Like, you're beautiful, perfect, and you're the only one of you that's ever been and ever will be. So, like, you're special already. You're good already.
Lauren Hill said, "How you gonna pretend when you ain't right within?" Shout out to Lauren Hill. But hold on. No, the other side, y'all know me. I always play devil's advocate. That's my. I gotta get a devil shirt so I can play devil's advocate. But you know, I always show the other side of the coin, right? So if you just want to get it right, get it tight, right? You might want to do this new workout. They got twerking burpees out here for you. Let's go. Let's get it. Oh, let me turn that music off. Hold on, let's go. Oh, there you go. Get it. Whoa. It's a whole new workout for you. There you go.
Oh, and that ain't no game.
That's a big deal. Get it.
That's a real workout right there.
Woo, I'll be tired. Baby, I'm gonna be sweating, all right? I might have to try that tonight.
I'm like, that's a nice little,
if you want.
Yeah.
Popping.
I thought my shit froze. What up?
Now that shit moving.
I'm just saying it's up to y'all.
I need to hit that hug.
He said it's moving.
What I said in Dallas.
I'm just saying, if you want to get out, homie, I'm just
and start free 7-day trial.
Right. You said a 7-day trial. You trying to get that trial version? I'm just saying, you know, you can go to that twerk boot camp.
Like shit.
Definitely. And I will say on the topic of us having like the phone stuff, that one of my journals, I do a 5-minute journal, and it challenged me today to not be on social media. And you would think it would be easy, but it's not. Like, especially how I'm not like working as much. So like, it's just, that's just become my like habit, you know? Before, when I was working a lot, it was like I would never be on my phone. You know, I could get away, but now I'm like, so I understand with kids, like if they don't got nothing to do, you know, like no responsibility that's gonna take them away to keep them off their phone, like, and they just got full access all the time. Like telling yourself to not be on it is hard because it just becomes so habit and routine. Like I'm just used. I was on the phone and I was like on Facebook scroll. I'm like, wait, I'm not even supposed to be on here. Like, well, this came with like being on the phone, you know, with somebody FaceTime. Like you get on the phone, start doing other stuff. So I've been
attention is definitely a thing. And I remember what I had wanted to say so long ago. It's because y'all were talking about that. And I wanted to say, like, yeah, this generation definitely has like TikTok. And I just see like from my adult friends, I have seen like how addicted and how you can just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll. And that shit is sick and scary. And their attention spans are already shot, like, and have been shot. So like, yeah, for them for them to be without their phones, it probably was is more a big deal because they are used to that motion, used to that feeling that they're getting. But
TikTok is addictive. Like you literally be on there and then notice it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Like what? Like how did I just get here? Like
that's why.
I thought I just watched 2 videos. Like,
that's one of the things about.
No, but that's why I wouldn't really want to get on TikTok because I know, like, because sometimes I be having to get off reels because sometimes I could be like that on Instagram. I'm like, bitch, no. After about 5, I'm like, that's enough.
Reels literally a copycat of TikTok.
No facts, I know.
YouTube Shorts is the same thing. Like they're trying to get it everywhere. Like everywhere.
No, and I'm like,
well, I will not down TikTok at the same time because there is a lot of information on TikTok. But as adults, we have to be the ones to.
My bad.
Okay. We have to be the ones to like set those restrictions on ourselves. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I have to do the same with even all social media sites where I'm just like, all right, I just need to take a break off this shit because like it is a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, the fact that I feel like I have to reach for those apps and things and feel the need to, like, it's just like, all right, like, you know, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to, you know, have some balance. Go out, touch some grass, read a book, you know, something.
No, and I haven't even been watching TV lately. And my son has literally been like, why won't you watch TV? Like, he literally cannot take it. He's like, just watch something. And I'm like, I'm literally just reading right now. Like, I'm good, like, being in my little reading zone and getting my entertainment that way. And he just be, like, flabbergasted. Because, like, he's at the point where he could read now, but he hasn't, like, started to love to where, like, you know, he found a story and he can really get into it.
No, and that makes a difference too. Like when you first get lost into a book, it just, as long as you know that feeling, like you can start reading again. Because I just got lost into a book now, and I'm like, I'm supposed to be reading with my friend, and I'm like, yo, you ain't reading the pages. Like you told me to start reading the chapters, and you ain't doing it. Like, so I've been going ahead. I've just been getting so lost in it, and that's what makes me love reading. That's what, like, I don't gotta watch TV. I'll read this fucking book.
No, literally, that's what I've been doing. I actually just finished my book last night, and I have no idea, like, wow. Like, I hate that feeling when I do finish a book, and it's like, what is life now? Like, wow, this has been like my story I've been following for the past time, and now it's over. Like, now it's concluded. Wow, what a feeling. So yeah, y'all make sure y'all watch this podcast. Read a book. Read a book. Read a book. Read a motherfucking book.
There you go. All right, let's get up out of here on that note. You dig? It's important to read a book, man. My big girl that's in high school, she knows we go to the bookstore once every 2 weeks, and she picks out a book and she reads it, like a physical book, not an audio book. Yeah, not an audio book, not something that, like, you know, she reads online or on her phone. I want her to get a physical book that she holds in her hand, right? So, and when she finishes it, boom, we go get another one. So, you know, it's a level, but that's important, man. So, listen, it's been a great show tonight. It's been a lot of information. shout out to the parents out there. Shout out to the teachers out there, man. We know y'all do a hard job. We're not minimalizing your job at all. It's a difficult job. It's a thankless job a lot of times. The reality is, if our kids go to school, they actually spend more time with you at school than they do at home with us. That's the reality of like the time frame that they're there, right? They're there for like 8-9 hours versus how long they're here with us. So that's the reality, man. And we don't take what y'all do lightly. We appreciate it. So for the whole crew, man, we up out of here for the night, but I couldn't get up out of here without playing some of this Janelle Monáe, my mistress. I keep telling y'all that's my mistress. The audio because it's gonna give us a strike. But let me just play the video. God almighty. There she go. Oh. There go my mistress. Shout out to Janelle Monáe, man. We up out here for the night. Peace, y'all. Janelle, make sure y'all go get that today. Go get that new Janelle Monáe. Download that shit. Learn that.
Lipstick Love is a good song.
Yes, it is.